This video shows how easy it is to set up a custom image analysis pipeline in ZEISS arivis Pro for 3D organoid analysis. The goal here is to classify the cells in the organoid into GFP-positive and RFP-positive categories. And for this, the pipeline uses intensity measurement approach to classify them into these two categories, and the classification using machine learning will be covered in a different tutorial. So let's get started. Open Arivis Pro and click File, Open, and select your image. And let's click Open again. And you'll see that this is a 3-channel image. On the right-hand side, you can turn each of them on and off. And of course, DAPI is showing you all the nuclei. And let's turn these other two on and turn the DAPI off. And this is a Z-stack, so sliding this through each slice gives you a better understanding of the data set. Let's go ahead and turn all channels on and click on the analysis panel icon at the top, which opens up the analysis panel. And clicking new pipeline, of course, starts a new pipeline for us to build. The first step would be selecting an ROI and region of interest. By default, it's set to current image set. But if you're working with very large data sets, you may want to switch that to, for example, current view 2D, where you can actually build your pipeline based on a specific small field of view and then apply it later on to the entire data set. That way you get real-time feedback when you're setting up the pipeline, and then you can run your large data sets in batch or individually. Let's leave it to current image set for now. And the next operation, you can find the operation here. For example, under image processing, you can find the right operation. Of course, you can search for an operation if you know what the operator is called. But for now, let's go under Smart and select Cellpose Page Segmenter, because the first step is cell segmentation for us. And under Cellpose, the reference channel we're going to use is DAPI. So let's go ahead and switch that to DAPI. And also for the custom model, there are a Cellpose model. There are a few options you can pick from. These are all pre-trained models. And for our purpose, CP actually works very well. For default or approximate cell diameter, you can enter a number, but measuring a random object usually is the best practice. So let's go ahead and leave it to 9.57. And to make sure we can easily track the results, let's change the output name to all nuclei and also change the visualization to using random colors. So all the segmented nuclei show up in random colors. The next step, before actually moving on to next step, let's run this operation. And again, you can run the entire pipeline, or you can run this step by step. For now, since we're building the pipeline, let's do this step by step by clicking the right arrow. And the amount of time it takes for Cellpose or any operation depends upon the local computing resources that you have. In this case, it should be a few seconds. But since it's a smaller data set, but for very large data sets, we definitely recommend having an appropriate NVIDIA GPU for accelerated deep learning-based computations. This is done, as you can see, and it opens up this summary or object measurements table, which we will revisit in a minute. So for now, let's go ahead and close it. And as you can see on the screen, you have all the nuclei segmented, of course, and randomly colored. Let's go ahead and add the next step, which would be measuring intensities, because we are classifying these nuclei into GFP or RFP by using intensity measurements. So step 1 is to use these objects and then extract the metrics that we want from this, which would be intensity in this case. So for that, let's go ahead and click on Use Objects and Object Feature Filter. Let's double click to add it. And here on the left-hand side, we need to, again, define the parameters. So for now, the input is going to be all nuclei. And instead of volume, our measurement is going to be intensity. And intensity number 1 means the intensity corresponding to channel number 1. In our case, that's GFP. And let's pick mean in this case. And let's go ahead and add it. And for mean intensity, the minimum intensity for it to be GFP, let's enter 3,500, not 3,000. And let's also add another filter, because we need to say what the intensity for the second channel needs to be, which is our RFP, like the red signal in our case. So the mean should be less than certain value. So for now, let's go ahead and enter 5,000 for this. And so it must be greater than 30,500, less than 5,000, and let's see why that's justified. Click on this icon to open up objects, and it shows you the intensity, mean intensity of 1 and 2 because I pre-selected them, but you can actually click on feature columns at the top and select whatever features you are interested in to display on under this table, the objects table. So for now, we need the mean intensities for number 1, intensity for channel 1, intensity for channel 2. Go ahead and say OK, and there you go. Now, clicking on charts gives you a better way to identify what the threshold needs to be in our case. And for channel 1, you can see somewhere around 4,000 to 3,000. Between 4 to 3,000 is where I can say above that, we can comfortably say it is GFP positive. And also similarly for the second channel, somewhere below 5,000 is where the intensity for the second channel needs to be for it to be part of what we call GFP. So let's go ahead. That's basically the reason why we picked 3,500 and 5,000. And we need to add another criteria, not another criteria, but a new option. But first, let's change the name of our output for this specific operation to be GFP positive. And also let's change the color to yellow to make it a bit more visible. And let's add another operation to do exactly the opposite, meaning to classify the cells as RFP positive. So let's input should be all nuclei, and the volume, let's change that to intensity mean of the second channel, which is the red channel, and that needs to be greater than, let's say, 4,000. And we need to add another filter, and this is also intensity, but the intensity, mean intensity of the first channel, which is GFP channel, and that should be less than 3,500, let's say. And these are the numbers you need to actually assign as an expert. We will talk about using machine learning instead of the intensity based in a different video, so please check that video out. But for now, let's go ahead and change the name to RFP positive. And I think we have everything. Let's go ahead and run step 1. There you go, GFP positive cells. Step 2, RFP positive cells, and let's store all and finish the pipeline. And now our pipeline is all ready for future execution. So now we can actually execute that to, of course, this data set, but all other data sets that look similar to this one. I say similar because this is intensity based, and we are actually providing intensity values. But if you want a more flexible way, please consider using machine learning rather than just intensity based operations. Thank you very much.